Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Television, Radio, and podcast talk show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 2 p.m. on the Eastern Time Zone as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us on television, channel 182, Charter Communications. That's up around the Huntsville, Alabama area. You can also find us on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. And we've got all kinds of different ways that we're putting out there for you to be able to find us. Continue sending email, Donna@donnasedge.com, Donna@donnasedge.com. We're going to talk about nectarines today, and nectarines are just downright good for you. And I'm going to take you through, not the harvest, because I found a really good deal on these nectarines at the farmer's market. So this same guy I go to all the time, and I ask him for the ugly fruit, and he knows when I'm coming, what I'm going to ask for. I said, do you have any ugly fruit that's available? Because what I do is I make tinctures, I make vinegar out of it. I'll do smoothies. I'll do, just all kinds of things and put some in the freezer for some that's not too mushy. But we're going to go through that and go through the process of how to make this work. Okay, so I'm going to take you out to the garden right now. We're going to have about 6 videos, very, very short ones. And then we're going to talk about the goodness and the nutrition of nectarines. They're cousins to the peach. Hey guys, so we are right now up to our neck in nectarines. So this is a box I'll be taking care of in just a few minutes, but I had another big box, so let me show you what we're doing. First of all, I don't throw anything away, okay? The chickens, my girls, are going to get these scraps right here. Now, what you see here is some clean peel. And in the clean peel, what we're going to do is make juice, and we're going to make jelly out of it. Now, what's going to happen to the cores? Okay, we're going to put these, I have to divide them up. We're going to be making vinegar out of these, and I'll show you how to do that in just a few minutes. But right now, what I'm waiting on is all the juice I can get drained out of these that I've cut up. And I've got them in a colander, and see, I don't want this I'm going to use that for jam. But we're going to get all the juice out that we possibly can, and then those in the juice, or that are draining out of the juice, those are going to be put in this pan right here. We're going to freeze those. So what I'll do is put them in single layer, and then I'll show you. Let me just go ahead and show you. I'll go ahead and throw them in there and let you see what I'm talking about. Okay, guys, so this is the next segment, just a minute or two. And so this is what we did. We want them all in a single layer. See what I'm talking about? And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep them in the freezer. I'm not going to put anything on top of it. There's 2 trays of these. Okay, so all of those are going to go into the freezer. And then what I'll do, once they're frozen, it's going to take several hours. I'll take them out and I'll put them in my bags, and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'll put them in a real good freezer bag. Now, you guys know I skimp, and I don't waste money on anything. Food is included, but I'll tell you something I don't skimp on, and that is freezer bags. I get the best high-quality freezer bags. And it's so worth it in the long run, because you're not going to have waste and you're not going to have freezer burn. So once these are frozen, I put them in my really good freezer bags, and then they'll be kind of like, in a layer. So let's say Phil wants to have some pancakes, and he says, I'd like to have some nectarines with my pancakes. No problem. All I'm going to do is take out a frozen bag of nectarines. I'll break off a portion of it, however much I think he's going to eat. And that's how you do it. So this saves a lot of money. If I were to buy all of these, I'm talking about just this. I'm not talking about the jams, but just the frozen, just the nectarine pieces that you see right here. If I buy all of this, you're looking at way over $40 worth of nectarines. And that's just with one box. So what I did is I went to the peach stand. Everybody knows where they are. They're in Abbeville. And I'm always asking them for their ugly fruit. I'm not talking about the pretty ones. I want the ugly ones, because the ugly ones I can do so many things with. I got a box, the whole box, for $10. And so this is only one box. Now, what was left over, you saw me draining in the colander, and I'd already drained some previously. So what I'm doing, we're going to make jam with this awesome juice. Never throw that away. You know something? Even if you just wanted to use it in a sauce and just put it in a really good freezer bag, that would make an awesome salad dressing. Just add just a little bit of vinegar with it and maybe just a little bit of olive oil. And that would be an awesome, awesome salad dressing. But we're not even going to do that. We're going to go on ahead and put some water in it. We're going to start it on a boil, and then we're going to make some jam. We'll be doing that in just a few minutes. Now, what have I got here? Okay, again, here are the cores. We're not going to throw that away, for goodness sakes. That'll make like the absolute best vinegar. And I'll let you see me how to do that in just a few minutes. But now this is awesome vinegar. We use it on salad dressings. Now, Phil is one of those, I want mayonnaise based, that kind. But they're so fattening and they're not really good for you. But this is a vinegar that's going to take several months. You've got to have a little bit of patience with this. So several months of making this into a vinegar. And what I do is add some olive oil to the vinegar once this is all drained out and once it's ready. And he loves salad made this way. But I've never thought it. Oh, looks like a couple of the eggs the girls have come in with. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put all of these into the freezer. And then we're going to move on to the next step. Thanks for watching. It's so exciting. I love doing this. Now, so the vinegar has been, it's a week in the making. So I want to show you something, what it looks like. And so I wound up with 3 of these, okay? And that's from just 2 big trays of all of the nectarines I got. So okay, with just 1 tray, with 1 small box of nectarines, I wound up with 12 pints of jelly. Okay, and it is good. It's to die for. I wound up with 7 quarts of juice. So I got that. And then I've got like 2 of these of the vinegar. Now I want to show you something. I'm going to take this top off. Now the vinegar has to breathe and has to be placed in a cool, dark place. So this is what I'm going to show you. Okay, I'm taking this off. I like to use, and I'll change this out every once in a while. All this is just a coffee filter right here, and I put a rubber band on top of it. If you can see this, it starts coming when you know you've got vinegar coming. All you do is just add a little bit of water, and you'll put, again, these are just the cores of the nectarines. And then what happens with time, you start seeing some bubbling effect come out of here. It's not beer, but it's how people make beer. And so what it's doing is it's fermenting, and we like that. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it, for like 6 months at least. And by the way, it still smells good. It's already beginning to get kind of a vinegar-like smell to it, which is double whammy. I know it's going to be a great one this way. So let's go ahead and put this back on here because I don't want anything getting into it. But you're using this as a filter. It's going to keep any dust out, but it can still breathe. Now, some people will use little pieces of fabric and stuff like that. That's fine to do too, but I'd rather just throw that away. Coffee filters don't cost a whole lot. So then after about a week or so, it's going to start bubbling up even more. You'll start seeing a fizzing going on down here in the bottom. Now you need to give it a good stir with your wooden spoon at least a couple of times a week. That's all I do. I don't disturb it that much. Now I have had, depending on the sweetness of the fruit, this is like super sweet. So as far as sugar goes, I put about a half cup. Now, if I see it's not fizzing the way I want it to in just a few days, I'll go on ahead and put another another quarter cup of sugar in here and give it a good stir and what happens within the next couple of days. But anyway, this is your vinegar, and it's what you'll do is you'll strain it. We like to drink it in the morning. I'll get a couple tablespoons and put it in a small juice glass and put about a quarter cup of water in it. And then we take that after we've had our breakfast. So it's really good. Also, I wanted to show you the jelly. Isn't that beautiful? And I'll tell you what I think, because the nectarines kind of have this little purple, pinkish, reddish looking color. They're kind of several different colors. But see, I didn't use any food dye. So another thing to think about is when you're using the peel to make your jams and your jellies and your juices, it naturally gives you this real pretty color. So it's kind of, I didn't have to put any kind of food additive. I didn't put any kind of a food coloring with it, so that's just the natural juice right there. And the peel, I think, brought that out there. Let's go ahead and look at another very quick video. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Okay, guys, we are back. So what we're about to do now is make some vinegar. Okay, guys, we are back. So what we're about to do now is make some vinegar. Now, I wanted to show you what I use right here. I got this from Met's Waterworks, and this is the distilled water that's coming out. There's nothing, this is totally pure, and it's a whole lot better than buying those bottled waters that you wonder if that plastic has been sitting out in some heat somewhere. But anyway, let's go ahead and make some vinegar. So what we're going to do is, let me take just a minute to get, I don't need a whole jar full of that. This is all cores. And let's go ahead and put those into the second one. We're going to add a little bit of sugar. Then we're going to add our distilled water that came right out of the tap. I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, guys, so we are back. I wanted to show you a jar of the nectarine vinegar and what it's going to look like. Now, I'm just telling you, I've got vinegars that are like 6 years old. They're not going to get old. So, but I want to walk you through this process. So this is one jar already completed, but I wanted to show you when you add your filtered water. Again, Met's Waterworks, I want to thank you for what you've done to help me get this awesome water system. It's very healthy. I don't want to use just regular tap water in this. So here we go. So you see there is some sugar. I put about a half cup sugar inside this, but now you've got to leave room at the top, because what's going to happen is it's going to ferment, and it's going to have some little bubbles and everything coming up, probably in about another few days, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. But I'm finished with this one right here. Again, make sure you label it and make sure you put the date, because if you're like me, I get like, all excited and I can't wait. Time flies with me and all that kind of good stuff. Now you can see that I have went on ahead and put the half cup of sugar. Now these are really sweet. I may have overdone it. Could have probably gotten by with a quarter cup or maybe a third cup, but it's not going to hurt anything for me to do it this way. I've got my filter up here. Now my filtered water, let's go on ahead and put that in. I'm doing one hand. I hope I don't spill it all over the place, but there goes the filtered water. Okay. And just about got it figured out. I need to put a little bit more in there. But let's go ahead and remove this. And my trusty wooden spoon, I want to give it a real good stir. Okay, because I want all of that sugar to concentrate and make this awesome, awesome vinegar. So there you go. I'm just telling this stuff is really good. Now, we take some in the morning. And now this happens to be peach vinegar right here. Then Phil and I get about 2 tablespoons and put it in some of our filtered water, and we drink that every single morning after we've had breakfast. Now, some people do it before breakfast. I do it after breakfast. It seems to settle on my stomach a whole lot better that way. We'll be back shortly, and we'll have to let a few weeks go by, but I'm going to take you to the bubbling process as soon as I see it bubbling. Oh, by the way, you need to keep this in a cool, dry place. I like to keep all of my vinegars down here because, and you can see, boy, I've got vinegars and tinctures and all kinds of stuff down here, but I have my air conditioning filter is actually at the bottom of this, and so I'm getting cool, dry air. And yeah, some of these days I'm going to take you on tour and let you see all this stuff. Okay, but anyway, here we go. That's going to be the vinegar, and make sure you put a coffee filter on top. Oh, by the way, it needs to have air coming through with a filter, coffee filter. You'll have to replace it a couple of times. Put a rubber band on it. You want that to stay, but do not seal this up. Okay, be talking at you later. And the kitchen looks horrible, but I'm just telling you, it is a working kitchen. So during the summertime, what you see is what you get. Let's go into a commercial break, and we are going to return in just a few minutes. Y'all hang in there, okay?
Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you.
You know, finding the right home isn't just about bedrooms and square footage.
It's about comfort, security, and the feeling you get the moment you walk through the door. That's why so many families across Greenwood and the Lakelands area trust Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams. And I'll tell you from personal experience, Jenny was my realtor, and she truly cares about her clients. Jenny takes the time to listen, to understand what matters most, and to guide you every step of the way, whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, or ready to sell. Because this isn't just a transaction, it's your life. With local knowledge, personal care, and a commitment to getting it right, Jenny Ferguson makes the process simple and even enjoyable. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, now's the time to make your move. Call Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams in Greenwood today and take the next step toward a place you'll truly love coming home to. Shine your style at Kiss My Glass right here in the Anderson Mall. There's a place where style meets sparkle. At Kiss My Glass, every piece is handcrafted, custom designed, and made to shine just like you. Owner Beth Gibson brings creativity to life with stunning custom tumblers, gifts, and one-of-a-kind pieces you won't find anywhere else. Look for the perfect gift or something uniquely you, from bold and glamorous to simple and elegant. There's something for every style, so stop by, get inspired, and leave with something unforgettable. Kiss My Glass inside the Anderson Mall, Anderson, South Carolina, where your sparkle begins. Be sure to check out Kiss My Glass on Facebook for updates and specials and gift ideas. Okay, we are back. Thank you so much for watching Donna's Edge. And we've been we've been around for like 21 years. So it's so good to be with you. Today we're talking about nectarines and why they're so good for you and how you can preserve. And how about just plain old not throwing anything away? So let's go ahead. We have two more very short videos. This one is somewhere around a minute, I believe. And so let's go ahead and have this one. Then we're going to talk about the benefits. Okay, next up is going to be jelly. And again, we're not throwing any of the pills away here. We're going to go ahead and add again some of our filtered water from Next Water Works. And there we go. And what I'm going to do is put it up. I like mine. I want mine to taste really like the fruit. So I'm going to add quite a bit of water, but not up to the top. I want it to be probably about 3 inches, maybe above the top of the pill. So once I get to that level, I'll go ahead and put it on the stove. Then I'm going to let you walk through the process with me of making jelly. I think you're going to like this. Pure filtered water. The Next Water Works. All the impurities go into this one right here, and that goes. Sometimes I save it for washing dishes. But anyway, there it goes. We'll be back shortly. I'll put this boiling. I'm going to boil it for about 15 minutes or so. But I'll see you then. Okay, we are back. So you see the process of making the juice. I just happen to have a quart right here, and I only use 1 tablespoon of sugar. You could also use honey if you'd like to. Now take a look. You can't buy juice like that without spending about $20 anymore. That's just the way it is. This is the mother part right here, and it is so awesome and so good for you. Now some people strain that part out, but I'm just telling you that's a good part of it. Now what I do, this is completely sealed, by the way. You know, and always make sure you put what it is and the date you made it, okay? Because at the end of the season, you want to put all of the older stuff out and have some of or put it up front and then put some of the newer stuff at the back of your cabinet. So anyway, this is what we do every single morning. Phil is actually the juice pourer. So this is what he does. He'll turn it upside down a couple of times, shake it really good, and all that juicy goodness right there. See that beautiful it is without using any kind of food preservatives or additives, nothing. We're not putting dye in it. This is the pure color of the fruit. Is that not gorgeous? So we wind up with that. And then I let you see the jam just a minute ago. But see how beautiful that is? I mean, that's pretty. That's all that kind of goodness right there. No preservatives, nothing in it, just plain old fruit and also some sugar in it as well. Okay, I'm going to let you see my chickens, and we'll let you see the final product of what we do with the things that we do throw away. So here you go. I know you're going to have fun watching them. They're so sweet. Hey, guys, I told you that no leftovers. So what I did is the parts of the nectarines I didn't really like, I didn't want to put it into our food,
The girls are going to recycle it on their own, if you know what I mean. So here they come. They're going for it. They've already eaten a bunch of it, and I just happened to think about, oh, I did bring my camera, so here we are. I like to give them a lot of food. I like a lot of greens for them. Poke salad they love, and let me show you your treat. They love when you put it on something like a wire. And because we have hawks, we've got a top, Phil put a top wire on netting over their little coop out here. But they love greens. And if you'll hang it, it also gives them a little bit of exercise. So they've got a couple of those things going. And sometimes we do broccoli. We just do, this is a greens thing that we do right here. But anyway, look, there's not going to be any of that left over. And the girls doing a good job eating it. Thank you, girls. And I'm going to walk you inside and let you see my little baby chicks. Now there's April. April is the oldest of the flock. Hey, April. April is probably about 5 years old. And sometimes she's a little ill to the other chickens. You know, she's not real nice sometimes. That's our rooster. We call him Gentleman Dan, and the reason we call him Gentleman Dan is he lets the girls eat, then he eats. So, of course, he's got a harem here of chickens, and I guess that makes him happy. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. We've got everybody divided up. There's some new girls. I hope they're girls. One of them, I think, is probably a rooster. And they are healthy. They are so happy. I mean, they are continually, hey, girl. See, that one's looking at us. See us? And they're a month old. Look how big they are for a month. But now I've quit giving them all baby food. I'm giving them other stuff, other treats, like I'm even giving them soldier worms to eat. And I made like a kind of overdid it with some of the lettuce seed. And so I put that in there, and they've been eating that. Make sure they have lots and lots of water. Make sure they've got plenty of places to step on. For some reason, all of the wood chips, they've taken it away from this part and brought it over here. Who knows what a chicken is going to do. But anyway, little girls, thank you so much for letting us take a video of you. And you're as cute as you can be. You can hardly wait to get more eggs. But they're producing really, really well. Okay, I think the big girls are jealous because I'm talking to the little girls. Okay, guys, we'll see you all next time. They really are spoiled rotten. I'm just telling you, these girls are all that. Now, the baby chicks, we got them on May, May 2nd on Brad's birthday. And so we're so thrilled to have them. They are a good addition to the flock. And they're a little bit growny, like they're almost at the teenage stage now. So when this was actually taped, they were about a month old, but now they're getting even bigger. It's like bigger and bigger and bigger. And now I've had them on their little baby feed, kind of like, baby formula type stuff. And right away they started growing up. So we're already feeding them some of the food that we're feeding the bigger girls. And so they're a lot of fun, and they love to eat. I'm just telling you. So if you've got any leftover scraps, anything that is left over from any of your fruits and vegetables, they will love you forever. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk for just a few more minutes about what are nectarines about? I mean, what are they good for? Well, they're good for all kinds of stuff. So let's talk about this. Nectarines are actually a low-calorie, nutrient-dense fruit, and they're related to peaches, by the way, but they have a smooth skin instead of a little fuzzy skin, and they provide all kinds of health benefits, and this is like key ingredient stuff right here. So a medium nectarine contains vitamin C, vitamin A, that's from beta-carotene, and then also potassium. I mean, they're just loaded full of nutrients. They've got fiber, antioxidants are going, small amounts of magnesium and B vitamins go there as well. Now, this is how they benefit you health-wise. Supports your immune health. Their vitamin C actually helps support immune function and aids collagen production for skin and tissue repair. So I like that about it. It's really, really good. You're getting benefits from the inside out. It's going to affect your skin as well. Now let's talk about good for digestion, because the fiber helps maintain healthy digestion. It supports gut bacteria and may also help prevent constipation. Now another one is heart health. So potassium can actually help regulate your blood pressure, while antioxidants and fiber may support healthy cholesterol levels. Now let's talk skin benefits. A lot of you ladies out there send me stuff. Okay, enough with the health stuff. We know that. But what's going to help the skin? Okay, here it is. Vitamin A and antioxidants help protect skin cells from oxidative distress. We all got stress going on, whether it's driving in crazy traffic, somebody pulls out in front of you, whatever. You're going to have a little bit of stress in your life. So it protects your skin cells from oxidative stress and also supports skin health. How about hydration? Nectarines are about 85 to 90% water, makes them a refreshing fruit for hydration. How about weight-friendly snacks? Okay, so they're naturally sweet, relatively low in calories, and high in water and fiber, which can actually help you with fullness. Let's talk a minute about oxidant protection. Nectarines contain a product that may help reduce cellular damage caused by free radicals. Okay, now let's talk, because a lot of people say, do I need to cook them? Do I need to have them fresh? I'll take a nectarine any way that you'll let me have it. But let's do the difference between fresh and cooked. I keep looking at the clock to make sure I've got plenty of time. Okay, fresh nectarines retain most vitamin C. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about grilled or baked nectarines, and they still provide fiber and antioxidants. Canned nectarines can be healthy too, but now choose varieties packed in juice. Better get your own, but if you're going to buy them canned, choose varieties that packed in juice rather than heavy syrup, because what good is that doing you? And they're just too sweet that way to me, because they are sweet enough without adding sugar. Like I said, with this juice, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and that's it. Now, if I weren't almost out of honey, I would have went with a tablespoon of honey in there. But make sure you shake it up really good. And also, when you're canning it, make sure you put it in a water bath. And what I mean by that, you're putting it in a big stock pot, and you need to have water up to about 1 inch above the top of this lid. Okay, so that, again, you just want to make sure that it seals really good. Let's talk about simple ways to eat them. How about I just throw them in my mouth and eat them? I love them. They're really fresh as a snack. You can add them to yogurt or to oatmeal. Phil likes to have them by his pancakes or his French toast when we have French toast. They're good in smoothies, grilled in salads. And I'll tell you what I like to do. I just like to plain old slice them and put them in my salad. You can slice them into dessert or salsa. Can you imagine this? It's a great pairing it with tomatoes, and you make a really good salsa out of that. Now, people with stone fruit allergies or certain pollen allergies could react to nectarines, especially the raw ones, so be really careful there as well. So another thing I wanted to mention to you before we have to go, again, the jam, the jelly, and then also our vinegar that we've got going here. Let me give you a quick recipe for the vinegar, and then we've got to go. Okay, so for the vinegar, once you get everything processed, it's been sitting around for a few months. You want to strain it really well. Use cheesecloth or something like that. I've got a strainer that's like so fine strained, and I need to show it to you sometime. And I just continually wash that because it gets like any little tiny bit that could be left from the fruit. The vinegar, I prefer my vinegars to be just vinegar. Okay, nothing else in it. So this is what I do for salad dressing. So you can get your measuring cup out. You can put, depending on how big the salad is, let's just say it's a salad for 3 people. What I like to do is put about 1/3 cup of the vinegar, strained vinegar, 1/3 cup of olive oil, add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste with it, put some chives in there. I do all kinds of my dried, and we're going to make some salad dressing one day on the show. So you mix it up really well, toss it on the salad, and you are done. And like I mentioned before, Phil usually likes something with a mayonnaise type base or maybe sour cream. This is so much better for you as far as calorie wise, and it's just plain good for you to have salad dressing made out of your own vinegar. Now, you really need to know what you're doing when you're making vinegar, okay? If you start seeing any kind of mold or anything like that with it, toss it, give it to the chickens, whatever you need to do. Thank you so much for watching. I'm seeing the timers telling me, Donna, it's time to go. Thank you again so much for watching. If you have any questions, Donna at donnasedge.com, Donna at donnasedge.com. Thank you so much for watching. It's always good to be with you.